Man, that's getting bad. It's been like 4 years since I did my first video on this gun. And I was thinking about it the other day. You know, I've carried this gun for 30 years. And time will teach you more about a gun than any spec sheet could ever. You know, it's not a super flashy gun, but it's a very familiar gun to me. And in the deer woods, being familiar with your gun counts for way more than people will admit. You know, you stop asking the question, is this the best choice? And more, does it do what I still need it to do? And after 30 years, yeah, it does everything I need it to do. Contrary to a lot of the haters out there that do not like the 7400, it's consistently served me well. And consistency in the deer woods is something that really matters. But I already had gone over the big reasons why I chose this gun. You can view that. It's an old video. So today, this isn't going to be like a technical review or anything like that. There's enough of those out there on YouTube. But we've got a little bit of an issue. So let me give you a little backstory on the issue that I have with this gun. So it probably was 25 years ago. It was deer camp week, which is Thanksgiving week for us. And the end of the week, we got the tail end of a hurricane. And so with that, you know, in Maine, high winds, kind of tropical like weather in November. I think it was like 55 degrees for a couple days and just torrential downpour all day long. So we get back to camp that night and I walk in the door, and the way this camp that we were staying in was set up is someone had made a gun rack right beside the wood stove, right? You probably can see where this is going right now. And like most camps in November, you get back, you get food going, you get that wood stove just a hopping, she gets warm. And I can remember it's like, I gotta take off some of my wool clothes first before I take care of my gear. So I stepped over by the wood stove and I just wanted to set my gun down for a minute, and I sat it in the rack. And I remember thinking, whew, that is really warm right there. And I remember thinking to myself, Paul, don't forget that gun there. So like most times after a long day of hunting, you get talking with the guys, you get telling stories. Meanwhile, I forgot that I'd sat my gun there. And it was like 2 a.m. I woke up. And have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and just be like, remember something? Or think, did I shut the door? Is there something I forgot to do? And it dawned on me, my gun was sitting in that gun rack. Hopped up out of bed, go over to behind the wood stove, and it was warm. So I moved the gun, and the next morning I get up, like I gotta give it an inspection. And when I get up that morning, I noticed a little hairline crack going down the foregrip. Just barely noticeable. So over the years, deer hunting, wet, snowy woods, the gun gets wet, dries out, gets wet, dries out. And I have watched that foregrip get larger and larger and larger. So fast forward 20 plus years, and that little hairline crack has turned into a formidable split. And it's just about ready. It's being held by just a little bit up here. You can see that coming out there. So a bit of a bummer. You know, it's one of those things I've kind of put off for years, and I wish I wouldn't have now, because they don't make this gun anymore. So when you have a legacy piece of gear, parts aren't really available. You know, you just can't go down to the local shop and pick up a foregrip and replace it. But I've now got my back against the wall. It has to be replaced and or fixed. So with that, right now I'm weighing some options. One is I try to repair it. 2, find a foregrip someplace. But do I want to put new wood on my gun? You know, it's the original foregrip. Might sound like a minor issue to a lot of people, but it's got some marks, some dings, some scratches. I kind of like that. The third option, and I've thought about this quite a bit actually the past few years, is maybe I buy another 7400 and just use it as a parts gun. So none of the options are perfect, but that kind of comes with owning something long enough for it to matter. And one thing I'm not going to do is buy a new gun and start hunting with that. And two, synthetic is never an option for me. I'm not deer hunting with a plastic gun. So as I've talked about a lot, this rifle is more than just a tool to me. And I want to keep using it for many seasons to come. And possibly pass it down to my kids and maybe grandkids and so on and so forth. So, am I going to replace it, fix it, buy a parts gun? I don't know, we got to figure that out. And I'll be sure to bring you along. But knowing me, I'll be sitting here at the end of October, a week before deer season, going, oh, yeah, by the way, I got to fix the foregrip on my rifle. I tend to procrastinate a little bit. So let me know in the comments below what you would do, how you'd go about fixing it. Maybe you get some ideas that I haven't thought of yet. Secondly, if you've carried a deer rifle long enough to have a story, I'd like to hear about it. Share it with me in the comments below, shoot me an email. So I'll keep you posted. We'll see how we're gonna fix this baby so I can use it for many, many more seasons to come. So until next time, get outside. It's good for the soul. Just about ready to. Poor thing. This gun could talk.